Welcome to Client Heartbeat Monday, something to look forward to on a Monday. Today we're going to be taking a deep dive into the metric of accuracy. If you've been watching the previous Client Heartbeat Mondays, what we've been doing is we've been identifying the 4 key benchmark criteria that you should be using to measure your customer satisfaction, and then we'll be giving you some insight into the findings that we've found running Client Heartbeat, which is a business benchmarking tool built specifically for IT companies. So with accuracy specifically, what we're referring to is attention to detail. Now, if you were to go out and either use something like Client Heartbeat or a survey tool such as SurveyMonkey, which you can obviously do for free, and you were to ask them to rate your accuracy or attention to detail out of 10, the industry average is currently sitting at about 8.1. The best in class, which is the top 15%, the average of the top 15%, are currently getting about 8.6 out of 10. Now, obviously, that doesn't seem like a massive difference between the industry averages and the top performers. But what I can definitely tell you is that the ones that are sitting up closer to 8.6 or even higher than that, 9.1, 9.2, have significantly higher levels of client advocacy within their business. And client advocacy is what ultimately drives referrals. So even though it might look like only a small incremental change between the two, there's a fairly significant difference. So what we did next is obviously we can see the industry averages and who are the industry average performers, and we can also see the people that are performing well. And so what we did was we went out and had a bit of a chat with those people to actually find out and give you guys some information as to what they're doing differently maybe, or what makes them unique that's allowing them to achieve these types of results. So the first thing we kind of found out when we were speaking to these people is that they had it was really, really important that they maintain a standard environment. So standardization is obviously can flow right across the business, but standardizing in terms of a standard operating environment, standard set of products and services, those types of things, really formalizing those, those particular channels, allow them to deliver a more reliable quality service and ultimately provide their clients with a stronger attention to detail or better outcomes as well. So it was really, really important for them. And tying into that, there was a focus around documentation. So I know, having run our IT company, that documentation is one of those things, it's one of those bugbears that, particularly when you're really, really busy, sometimes gets pushed down in terms of priority. But there was definitely a strong focus around documentation with these particular companies. And things like making sure all of the checklists they use for rolling out workstations are up to date. Things like making sure all their procedural documentation is up to date. Making sure the network diagrams that they've got, saved in the client folders is up to date. All of these things are contributing to make sure that the service that their staff are delivering is more reliable and ultimately, gives them a better attention to detail rating than the typical industry average. Finally, they had procedures around change management. Now, for those that don't really understand or know what change management is, there's some theories from ITIL and ITSM which basically explain change management. What it effectively is it's a process by which a group of people or a person assesses the impact of a change and approves the change before the change actually gets done. So it's kind of like a situation where you're really getting sign-off before you make changes to a network, which can affect it in other ways. Now, in ITIL particularly, that process can be fairly intensive. There's some pretty big forms that you need to fill out as part of that. But being a small IT company as well, you can implement very simple change management procedures that are going to allow you to deliver a better quality of service and improve your attention to detail with your clients. Even having a particular process whereby all they need to do is speak to a particular senior technical resource before they make a change so that they can assess the impact is going to improve your accuracy and attention to detail, and make sure that when you make a change over here, it's not breaking 3 things over there, which is obviously the types of problems that reduce your attention to detail in the eyes of your clients. So there you have it. There's 3 really simple things that these top performers were doing in relation to attention to detail. Next week we're going to be going through partnership. Thanks very much, and I look forward to seeing you then.